smiling. I heard Tony say.
It's on! Hey, Rebecca, why are we late today?
It is on.
Because this time we're on. We hit the button earlier and nothing happened.
We just did 4 minutes of the most brilliant material you've ever heard on this channel, and for some reason we weren't live yet.
Yeah.
I want to know how much of the show do you think we would have gone through if Gideon hadn't clued us in?
So we'll see you next Monday, right?
You might have said something too, because she was like, I was wondering why I didn't get a notification, but I heard you talking. So.
That was fun.
All right, we're back again, or for the first time for you, Doobie Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Plays. Still getting used to my programming. This is my fellow co-founder, Rebecca. How you doing?
I am still good.
Once again, over there, we have Tony Maselli / Tony Celeroni / Tony Banta.
Yeah.
How you doing, Tony?
Good. I don't know who I am anymore.
And that's actually Tony Betty. He is our jack of every single trade. And then below him is our vice president in charge of actual Bantas. That would be Michael Celestino.
Banthas.
I was going to say, isn't it Banthas?
Yes, it is.
You say it to me. I've heard it both ways. All right, we're going to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney theme park. Is anyone here a Psych fan?
Yes.
Neither of you guys watch Psych?
I took a Psychology 101, but
It's not the same.
Okay.
Oh no, the TV show.
Wow. Both of you would love. Everyone loves that show. No one doesn't love.
I think you would like that show, Tony.
It's a great show.
Give it a look.
Anyway, hello to those of you who patiently awaited our figuring out what we're doing. How you doing, Christian? How you doing, Gio? How you doing, Nikki
Good
B?
morning.
How you doing, Gio? And how you doing, Donna? And how you doing, Gio? All right, let's get started by talking about what's going on in the world of Disney theme parks. I am going to start with the giant news of what happened last week when some of the sites got to talk to this guy, the head of the Disneyland Resort, about stuff that's kind of going on at the parks. And who wants to get started on this one? Go ahead, Mike Celestino.
I made a video about it, so I remember the details.
All right, that helps.
There's a ride called Monsters, Inc., Mike and Sully to the Rescue, that we thought was going to be closing this year. Instead, it's going to be closing next year to make way for Pandora Land, Avatar area.
Well, does that mean Pandora's going to be delayed, Mike?
I heard that it's not going to affect the project at all, but I don't think we have a date for it anyway. So
we don't know.
No.
But that's what they told us.
But that was the language with the announcement, was that this is not an indication of a change in that timetable, more that we want to ensure that there are young people attractions, because we are about to have a ticket at Disneyland that is specifically targeted to that younger audience.
What
Also,
else?
Would that be the Coco thing?
Also, Mr. Thomas Malzum announced a Bluey kids meal.
Woohoo!
When I made the video, we didn't have a lot of details about it. Have we gotten more details about that?
That just cracked me up. That's one of the headlines coming out of this, is a Bluey kids meal. I'm not sure if that is indicative of lowering the standard for headlines or how big Bluey is.
I also think
there is a story.
I think it's interesting, for the first time, Disneyland's getting the shaft. Normally, you hear all these great things coming to everywhere, and then Walt Disney World, oh, we're getting a cupcake, something like that. So now Disneyland's getting Bluey's on the cruise line now. Bluey's coming to Animal Kingdom, and in terms of Disneyland, here's a kids meal. So.
You get a mini hot dog,
There you
a
go.
cutie, a water and milk. $5.99. Though the price is actually right. So yes, as Kyle said, $5.99
Is a mini hot dog like one of those little cocktail weenies in a bun?
I thought it was with polka dots.
Do you remember, was the commercial $4.99? Are you out of your mind? Or was it $5.99? Are you out of your mind?
I thought it was $1.99.
Yeah, was it
was like
$1.99?
$1.99. Are you out of your mind?
What is this?
As soon as you say something 99, an old commercial tag pops in my head of Blake 99. Are you out of your mind?
I think it was like a Little Caesars, but it was like a buy one pizza, you get one for $1.99.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
All right. We also have the great news that reservations at theme parks are here to stay.
But
I know everyone was relieved to hear.
We're so worried.
Park hopping time restriction is going away at Disneyland Resort. So you will no longer have to wait until 11 a.m. to visit the other park.
So we're waiting for more details on exactly what that is going to mean as far as the guest side of getting your ticket with a reservation and then going to a park.
One would think if you no longer need to wait to park hop, why get a reservation at a particular park? But maybe they still want you to for one reason or another. So we'll find. That is coming later this year. They also talked just about how so much of the stuff they're doing these days are geared towards little things that aren't necessarily totally obvious to the guest at first glance, but that make a difference, like hourly capacity and things like that. So any of those stick out in your head, Tony, Cynical Betty?
Ask again. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so moving on.
No, I do. I want to. I have just recently been somebody who visited Central Florida, and now I'm on the West Coast. I've been to Universal's parks, I have been to Disney's parks, and I have been to, Disney World parks, and I have been to Disneyland parks. And Disneyland security is better than it had been in the past. Less, prison guard, penitentiary mentality than I've experienced previously. But it's still, I think right now, it's funny. I used to make fun of how long it would take to get processed at Universal, from like parking my car to turnstiles. And I think
Hollywood or California, Hollywood or Orlando?
Florida. Back in the old, we're talking a while back.
Okay.
Because between it would take half an hour to get my car parked because there was always a backup at the parking itself. And then the walk is really long through City Walk, and security was okay
and take the belt
because
off.
you dealt with the metal detector and putting your bag through the machine, and then whatever their system was for getting you through the turnstile took so much longer than Disney back then. But now I would say that theirs is the more efficient. From the time I'm giving the person my parking ticket, for lack of a better way, until I get to the parks, I feel like I get better efficient access right now with Universal than any of the others. So
is that something that they're saying they're going to improve, is security?
Well, I got the impression from some of the things that they discussed. They discussed the addition of the parking structure, and then just kind of overall the concept that even if you build an extremely well conceived attraction and all this kind of thing, if the access to it is a headache and unenjoyable, that's going to reduce the value to the consumer. Sure. And so it was interesting to. It's been a talking point that I've seen a lot of the theme park blogs, for lack of a better word, pick up on. And I'll say, as somebody who's dealt with Disneyland security in a lot of ways that I didn't find very pleasant. Not me personally, by the way, witnessing other interactions around me. I'm glad to know that it's on their radar as something that could be improved as far as a guest experience. I'll also go on the record as somebody who's excited about the current dynamic regarding the change at CEO head, because Iger came into his position not through a Disney parks, a Disney hospitality world. He came, TV weatherman, this dynamic, whereas Josh D'Amaro has kind of come into the program, let's say, through more, even though he was in a business oriented division, it was still, to me, it was within like the theme parks and Adventures by Disney and cruising and whatnot. And so I'm interested to see what kind of dynamic that brings as far as from the top down hospitality, and how much rhetoric we'll see regarding that.
Okay, so anything else regarding that? Anything you want to say, Tony?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that California never got what Florida has, and I'm assuming it's different regulations and clientele or whatever, where it's just the 2 poles, and just boom.
Yeah.
That's something I would be interested to hear more about, why California never got it. I mean, Dollywood even has it. I think LA stadiums have it, so I don't know why Disneyland wouldn't have it. But yeah.
So specifically, Disneyland still has metal detectors, where
and the guy with a stick,
and then somebody rummages through your bag,
and someone goes through your bag. Whereas Walt Disney World has a system where you just walk through as you are. Most people go through fine. If you don't, then you go to the side and someone rummages through your bag and wands you if necessary.
Yeah, and my understanding is during this chat that was going on, that we've recounted on the site, is that, as Kyle points out, that certain things were looked at and evaluated, and Disneyland Resort was not happy with the results, because you have a different clienteles and different dynamics that you're dealing with for the security aspects of Disneyland Resort versus Disney World. And so whatever they were seeking and needing, apparently they weren't happy. And that could be from any number of ways, like you all have pointed out, even your employee side. It's a different climate there too, regarding Florida versus California dynamics.
We are obviously coming to you from a hotel, so I do not have my normal setup here.
Right, yeah.
Just trying to make sure that I'm all set. Okay, let us move on to the Disneyland Resort. And Sunday was what, Rebecca, since you were our lead on that?
It was Ducks Day at Disney California Adventure, which meant the local hockey team, Anaheim Ducks, were celebrated. They had players available for photos. If you were lucky enough to get one of the very limited quantity wristbands, but they did wander around the park at points, and people saw them. What are you giggling at, Mr. Tony?
Because I forgot Wild Wing was the name of the mascot, and I thought there was a Buffalo Wild Wings pop up, and
nice. Nice. So yeah, the mascot was there. They had a wide variety of merchandise available: hats, t-shirts, hockey pucks. The hockey puck dessert that they had at Schmoozies for the day was super tasty. It was a cookies and cream cheesecake on top of a brownie covered in a nice ganache to look like a hockey puck. It was really tasty.
Can I ask Tony a question real quick, since we're at the Animation Academy? So I know Mike's favorite duck is Donald, of course. That's his favorite character of all. But Tony, what is your favorite duck to draw?
To draw? I mean, really,
you're an artist.
They're all similar. You did this in different accents and embellishments. I would say Scrooge, because he got the top hat too.
All right, thank you very much. All right, continue, Rebecca.
Mike, I don't know if you had a chance to look at any of the coverage from the event. I was curious if anything caught your eye, because I know you've been to it in the past. I think this is my first one.
I was surprised to hear that there wasn't a cavalcade.
You are correct. There was not a cavalcade.
Everyone's surprised by that.
Instead, they had a fan rally down at the Paradise Park. Is that something that they've had previously, where they kind of gathered everybody down there?
No, I don't remember anything. It was all, as the years that I've gone, it was all located in the, well, first it was at stage 15, I think, where the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was. Is that 15? I think so. And then the last couple of years, it was over in the courtyard next to the Hyperion Theater.
Well, that's where they had merch. That's where they had merchandise laid out and various like games of skill and the Wild Wing photo shoot. But over at Paradise Garden, that stage area right there on the waterfront, that's where they had what they called the Take Flight fan rally, and all the players showed up, and they did kind of a fun little head-to-head thing where they split the team in half, and they threw plush at them and saw how many they could catch and dump into a bucket. It was kind of cute. And then Donald taught one of them a secret handshake, And if you see our video, watch the guys in the background, because I think it's way more fun the way the team is reacting to this poor guy getting called out and doing the secret handshake with Donald than anything else that was going on there. So it was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
And the thing I'm most jealous of is she happened to be waiting to enter the park. So that's the people are crowded as much as possible when the United States.
No, we were in the park waiting for our wristbands.
Okay. So they were still crowded very much.
We were crowded.
When the U.S. scored the overtime goal against Canada to get the gold medal with a bunch of hockey fans.
Yes.
Crowded. So that's a pretty cool moment.
It was a lot. It was a lot of fun. I said it's another one of those moments in time, because there's been several like kind of newsy,
good and bad,
that I've experienced inside a Disney berm, and being there when they all started cheering. It was funny because picture this dynamic.
Sicily.
We're in queue for the wristband distribution, and a guy had just come by and told us that we were on the cusp. Like, we're not sure we're going to be able to get you guys in. And then all of a sudden, about 20 people in front of us, they start cheering wildly. And the people around me are like, why are they cheering? Why are they cheering? And then I tell the guy that I'm standing beside, I suspect the U.S. just scored. And then it happens on his phone. We were behind them enough. Then we realized, and so then we started cheering too. So it was a lot of fun. By the way, and then we shortly after, even though we got clicked into the second phase, we did not make it to the third phase of cutoff. They were clicking the wristbands, and they were like, "You guys are good, you guys are good." And then when we finally got to the wristbands, I think we were like 25 short of it.
You guys are bad.
So what I love about that story is the amount of people at Disney California Adventure using Peacock. So,
oh yeah, yeah. There was a lot of that happening that day at California Adventure.
One team, one dream. All right, let's move on to more California Adventure. And who do we have to thank for this thumbnail?
Not me.
Not me.
Review. This would be Luke. Look at Luke go. I assume it was Luke. We should
all
make
sounds
Kyle.
so good.
Kyle, mental note. We should have a thumbnail credit for when it's different than the author. Okay, go on.
I would like to take
so
credit
good.
for the Kate Blanchett thumbnail that I made today and was proud of.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, I haven't seen. Okay, all right. We'll see that.
So Disney Food is now doing these fun themed reveals of menu items. And in this case, it's like a red carpet, and you have the 40s style Hollywood glamour, and they're revealing the ingredients of the ramen mac and cheese or the cherry cola cold brew.
I can go either way.
Turn the next one. Go to the next one.
I'm trying.
Oh, you're trying. Oh, okay. Spinach and artichoke grilled cheese. Sounds so good. And but they have a slider. It's gonna have fried pepperoni on it.
Don't eat pepperoni.
And this one is the one that sounds the most interesting. This one is the one where I'm like, this could either be incredibly tasty or really, really awful.
What is a mold?
Kyle and I both thought that was a Choco Taco on today's morning.
It does look like a Choco Taco. Yeah.
I mean, that's the concept. A mole sauce is like a spicy cocoa sauce. So this is familiar from last year.
That's a cool intro. I love that. Did they do a video for it?
Yeah, it was a nice little video. It's like it seemed like the Carthay Circle. It was Carthay Circle Theater's a red carpet. They had paparazzi, people holding up signs, like that premiere of Monarch we saw when we were in Hollywood last week.
How much money went into this?
It's so cute, right?
I mean,
they're all interns, so not much.
And it's marketing. It's okay.
Yeah,
You're allowed to spend money on marketing. It's cool.
Yeah, no, it's super cool.
We're having so much fun over there.
And they have a nice little thematic map of where you
and I
can
just
find
made
it
this
and
appear.
everything. Yeah, no, it's great. And our team did an excellent job of pulling some stills for the ride up.
We need an interview with whoever is in charge of Disney Eats Social, totally stepping it up with these videos.
These are fun.
Someone's having a good time.
But Gio likes the ones with Flower and Garden better out at Epcot.
Yeah.
But this one's fun too.
Those are cool. And then
speaking of Carthay Circle,
go for it.
Mike, you took some shots over there.
Oh yeah, this was a tough photo to get. This display in the Carthay Circle restaurant is behind a table where guests are seated. I didn't want to bother. I didn't want to bother anyone, but I was standing there for a while, and eventually a cast member came over and was like, "Why don't you just ask them if you can take a photo?" And I was like, "Okay." I didn't want to bother them, but I did, and I was able to get a couple pics of this display of an original. Is it an original script for the 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah, Bill Pete.
Which is celebrating 65 years this year, I believe.
What an interesting place to put an archival exhibit. Right behind
I remember they used to have a Snow White one there for a long time.
That was in the entryway, though. Did they add a table?
But
out
it
there?
was to celebrate because Carthage Circle Snow White.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's pretty cool. All right,
I like it.
let's get on to some real news.
They have a Xerox machine?
Very good. It is time for the most depressing story of the year so far. The year's young, but so far. And that is the change coming to Olivia's for no good reason whatsoever. My family is not on this wall, but I wish they were. And if
I
mine
was
were.
wondering. You got a little offended there. No, the photo wall at Olivia is mostly known for being a showplace of DVC members dating back to 1991 when that hotel was known as the Disney Vacation Club Resort before it became Old Key West, and we got the villas at X Hotel and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, so all these photos have been piling up over the years, and
they're beautiful.
As part of a maintenance and refurbishment effort that's happening, some of them, especially the older, more faded ones, they have said, are being moved to the Conch, however you want to say it, flat community hall at the resort, where they will be displayed in a better, more climate-controlled environment.
The older they are, the more important it is to keep them on display. My favorite activity is we go to Olivia's very often. Very often.
You have a good fried chicken meal there.
Yeah, they do.
You know, I love me some fried chicken, man. But
vegetarian boy.
You go there, you look at the picture, you try to figure out where the park, which park are they in? What extinct attraction are they standing in front of? Is Grandpa still alive? Is that couple still married? I love to just make up backstory for all of these people, and it just makes the time go so fun in Olivia's, and I can't believe it's going away, and I think it's depressing.
Hey, they are going to, according to Disney, ensure these special memories are preserved and remain accessible for guests and members to enjoy for years to come.
I am not allowed in Community Hall for reasons I'm not going to go into. So
okay, well, that'll be when we think we're live story later on.
Not a DVC member.
I mean, the reason is I'm not a DVC member. All right, so let's get to other.
You not go in there?
I don't know. I assumed it was Community Hall. Community.
I know, like the activities and stuff would be an extra cost for you, but
I don't know. Maybe I'm going to be able to see.
I've been at the one at Boardwalk, and I'm not a DVC member.
All right, Tony. I believe you did this story this morning.
Which one is it? Yes.
Hola.
And I will. It's a positive show. Yeah, the Magic of Disney Animation is coming back to Disney's Hollywood Studios, and we are getting a new iteration of Animation Academy at that location called Olaf Draws, a very well thought out title. Based on one moment in the acclaimed short Once Upon a Studio, where we see Olaf at an animator's desk. So we're jumping into that, and the cool part is Olaf will be present in the classroom with us as an audio animatronic figure, and we will have a different set of. So this is where it's a little unclear, either 9 or 10, because it was listed as Nick, Wilde, and Judy Hopps. So is it together or is it separate? We won't know until it opens, but there's going to be at least 9 different videos pre-recorded with Disney animators, including the legendary Eric Goldberg there, who is responsible for Genie in Aladdin, and one of the last remaining hand-drawn artists at the studio, even though more are coming in now. That's a whole other story. But so Olaf will be there in animatronic form with pre-recorded video of an animator instructing you on how to draw a number of characters, all of which are listed in our post there.
Do you think he will walk?
No.
Okay.
I think he will be C-3PO style, just in his chair, turning back around, looking back at the people, back in the chair of the video. Yeah. So going back to the Ducks Day thing, a little Tony side rant, and you saw that calendar and schedule of every duck that was going to be drawn that day. Gone is that for any hope of that in Florida, because now we're going to be set with these preset non-spieler instructional classes.
Yeah, see, I think the opposite.
Okay.
I think it gives opportunity for a wider array because
It comes back
they
to
could bring somebody in.
It comes back to the Disneyland versus Disney World audience.
Yeah.
Disneyland has the locals who will go there time and time again and want to learn something new, whereas Disney World's those once in a lifetime folks.
Yeah.
So you'll have Mickey, you'll have Minnie, you'll have Donald. I think you'll have Daisy. Stitch was one of them. Ursula was one of them. Nick Wilde, Judy Hopps. But yeah, Moana.
But I could see them making it be something like a short run. Do you know what I mean? Like, hey, Zootopia just hit theaters. Now we'll have the friends, like Hoppers just showed up here.
But then you'd have to pre-program, or you'd have to reprogram Olaf and have Josh come in and record some new lines because that's what he did for this.
Josh is around. That's not a question.
Yeah, that's true. He's probably spieling or working at Power Pair next door or something like that for the next Parks blog video.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know how much people enjoyed and valued the live animator dynamic and whatnot. I will admit that this is an attraction that was always a skip dynamic for me. I think I've done it once. I don't like to draw, so not my thing. I know for others it was cherished. So
yeah, I loved when Florida had it before because they had this full desks that everybody would sit at and draw or whatever. And California's kind of has like a lap board. So I always like Florida's in that regard. And it does look like that's coming back. They specified smaller artists will have, because it's Olaf, desks that look like sleighs.
Oh, that's cute.
And adults, or if they phrased it, kids of all ages will have a more traditional animation style desk.
That's cute. Mike, I know you've drawn a couple over the years. I remember seeing your photos in our updates. Do you have a favorite that you can remember sitting down and drawing over there at Disney parks at some point?
I did do Olaf, and it came out pretty well. Some point, yeah. We
Maybe
have that
and
in
I
the
have
room.
Donald, I think.
Nothing I've ever drawn has come out well.
But we bought them at Disney Quest. Remember when you used to have to pay? And
Yep. That was, I believe, the first iteration of Animation Academy. Yeah.
It was. And then if you liked George, you would buy it and take it home.
Last week during Mardi Gras, or on actual Mardi Gras, they had a parade at Port Orleans French
Annual
Quarter.
tradition.
Lovely annual traditions they have. Not a huge deal, but it's always fun. And so Max went over there, I believe.
Yeah,
some pictures for us.
the cast decorate golf carts. This year's theme was heroes and villains.
Oh, Destiny.
So you see, I remember seeing Hercules represented. Yes, Mr. Tony.
Sorry, when you said, ooh, Destiny, I was like, I did, when we went on vacation a couple of weeks ago, we did a WDI tour, and they're like, the theme is not heroes and villains, like everybody keeps saying. It's Destiny and fate itself. So. Yeah.
For the cruise line?
Uh-huh.
I beg to differ.
Okay.
They may want to believe it's that, but they
blame the youth activities person who told us that's part of the Walt Disney Imagineering branded tour.
I'm sure that's what they created it to be, but operations is called it Heroes and Villains.
Oh, for sure, 100%. No, I agree with that. But they're like, but nope, that's not what it is. In all of our details and our 10,000 different carpets, it's fate and destiny. So
it's great. Have you been on the Destiny, Tony?
Yeah, we just did it at the end of January into February.
You like it?
We don't have time for this. I thought I would be, but we could talk more about that later. Right now, let's get back to talking about the Port Orleans parade and the best time to.
Kyle, write down member stream. Tony and Destiny. I would love to do that.
By the way, if you're wanting more information about Port Orleans or other seasonal activities like the marathon weekend, we recommend our friends over at Mouse Fan Travel for all your vacation planning needs. I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry.
Needs or sneeze. Mouse Fan Travel is there for you. Let me make sure my wife's okay. She's okay. All right. So marathon weekend 2027. We've got some details here. I gotta, Tony's a little bit more loquacious than Jeremiah, so we're gonna put it in overdrive here. But marathon weekend, we've got some details there if you are interested. This is a huge one. And of course, my wife just left, and she's the one that saw this in person.
Bye.
But she'll be back. Actually, we haven't got the Hopper sneak peek. Is this in the One Man's Dream, Tony?
No, it's in Walt Disney Presents, which was formerly called One Man's Dream. Yes.
You know what, Tony?
Bye. No, it is in Walt Disney Presents, and it's pretty much what we get all the time. Here's some maquettes, here's some concept art, and here's a 10-minute preview of the new film.
Man, I remember when that was all we'd get. We'd stalk that place for like we knew what the date was of a movie, and we would stalk that place for the first look at whatever It's like
I am curious if it's the same 10 minutes that's on Disney Plus. So,
what's your level of excitement for Hoppers?
On a scale of
1 to 10.
11.
Okay.
Wow.
You know my bold prediction for this year. Hoppers
No.
will be the highest grossing animated film of all time.
Hoppers will be?
Yes.
That's his.
Not Toy Story 5 may pass it, but
That's his.
I was going to say that is quite bold for the year.
Yeah,
That is almost like Times New Roman, bold, and italic.
Yeah.
I love that everyone
We had to
goes
be bold.
typography.
We had to be bold.
Talk about bold. No one goes to like and the beautiful. It's always typography.
Hey, while I was over at Whispering Canyon, I stopped by Roaring Fork as I awaited my table and spotted these adorable refillable mug designs. It's a bunch of Pixar characters as represented by Jared Maruyama. So really sweet and cute and Pixar.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was all Pixar at first, so now I have to go buy something.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
All right, keep going, Rebecca. This one's you too.
It is. Oh, okay. And while I was at Magic Kingdom, I was apparently not at Magic Kingdom for this one. I was driving around the Walt Disney World Resort. I believe this was after lunch at Beaches and Cream, and spotted the ESPN bus.
And
It's one of the bus wraps.
That bus trying to get the picture.
I know. I wasn't. No. Passenger picture. Passenger.
Okay.
Photo. So this is a nice wrap. I'm enjoying, as a ESPN fan, I'm enjoying more and more ESPN here, there, and everywhere. So see, even my hat. No complaints from me seeing the ESPN bus roll around Walt Disney World. And at Magic Kingdom, the boring, uninteresting scrim has been replaced by one that looks like the mansion, as that refurbishment is underway. And if you look really closely, you'll be able to spot the caretaker on the scrim. So if you head over to Magic Kingdom, take a peek and find the caretaker.
Question for Mike Celestino as we transition to our next story.
Yes.
Tony's looking really, really closely. What is your favorite type of bread?
Well, I can't eat normal bread. But,
good point. I asked the absolute wrong
I was
person.
like, what are you doing?
There is gluten-free bread, but it's rare that I find one that I like.
By the way, they do offer that here at this hotel.
And my thought was, what's the point? So,
do you have a favorite type of bread to look at?
I want to know Tony's opinion of this because I've never had it, and everybody tells me
I don't think I've had it, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither. It's school bread, right?
Yeah, everybody talks about it, and I don't think I've ever had it. So
it's wildly popular in Norway, and now they have this new kiosk there, and at it you can get the school bread, so that way you don't have to.
I love that the school bread is getting the headline for this when this is really just a more permanent version of the cart bar that has been there for years. So let's be real, that's what this is. They just happen to also sell the school bread there.
Oh, Gio says he's not a fan, but his mom is.
How do you not like it? Looks like, I mean, except for Mike, it looks yummy.
It looks like it has toasted coconut.
Yeah.
School
Yeah.
bread,
I don't really want that when I'm at the parks because it gets all in your teeth. It's like popcorn.
All right, a couple other quickies. Rafiki's Planet Watch. We took a look at that as it prepares to
transition,
undergo something and become a Bluey thing. Bluey is everywhere. Remember when Bluey couldn't be found anywhere in the parks? That is no longer the case. So Jeremiah, I believe, went over there and got a look at all that. We've also got a look at the latest Monstropolis construction. Everyone is thrilled that the Muppets are finally gone and Monstropolis is coming to the park. So look at that.
It's gone out further now, too. It's stepping into Grand Avenue now.
Is it really?
Yeah, and kind of covering, not kind of, but there's a bit of a thing before the Star Tours tunnel that kind of juts out now.
And the other fantastic news we got recently This one makes me really happy. Disney decided, you know what, if BioReconstruct can do it, I can do it. And they created all these really cool aerial views of the parks and just put it out there to go check out. And I love this.
See, but BioReconstruct would have had the construction pictures also in views. We didn't get those with Magic Kingdom.
I love these so much. I love aerial views. And so thank you, Disney, for putting these out. And good job, LP, for putting them up.
I want to know what Mike's Monsters question was.
I had a question about Monsters Land.
Sorry, go ahead.
So please do.
Do we know, okay, that the Muppet Theater building is largely staying, right?
Yep.
But across where Pizza Rizzo is that stuff going away, or is that just being converted? Is the building getting knocked down, or?
Based on the art, the building's still there. The middle part and the Stage 1 company store, if I remember the art right, will be what's going away. And then it'll lead up like as a street, and then Harryhausen's will be there on the left where Mama Melrose's was. The art also shows the Muppet Vision building with some kind of theater marquee, but we don't know what that is yet.
And the footprint of the roller coaster
is in the cast parking lot and kind of the old Galactic Star Cruiser parking lot. So
yeah,
got it.
Even though we've acknowledged that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
understood. Thank you.
Hey, we're here for you, Mike. All right. Not that I said anything. Let's get back to Disneyland.
These are posters as you pass Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters, which is an underrated and fantastic attraction. I don't care what anybody says. And you will see these Marvel Cars posters.
I want to know if these were approved by either Marvel or Pixar. I talked about that on the morning show with Kyle this morning, and it's still something that's I might be sending some emails. I need to know who said okay.
I felt that way with some of the ESPN dynamics. I'm like, I want to know the discussions that led us to that. We're going to the Super Bowl promo campaign, and who was doing what where, and who appeared where on the poster, and all that kind of good stuff.
All right, Mike. How hard is it to get to Disneyland these days?
It's not as difficult as it sounds. So if you're walking east from downtown Disney and you pass World of Disney, there is now a big construction wall there where La Brea Bakery was, where Earl of Sandwich was temporarily. Now you have to turn left at that point.
A dozen locations.
Yeah. You have to turn left and backtrack slightly, ever so slightly, to go up into
this has changed, Mike.
Or maybe it goes both ways.
No, this has changed. See this picture right here?
It's changed since Friday?
Yeah. This walkway right here, these are open now. These are open, and they led guests.
It's like a circle.
They led guests through here. If you were trying to go to the theme parks from the hotel zone, and you walked along, it was one-way access. And when you got to these gates, they were open, and they led you backstage behind Soarin', and then out the furthest turnstiles there at California Adventure. They had like a little barrier right there, so you were exiting out the California Adventure turnstiles. But if you were coming from the Disney parks to the tram, then you were using that kind of that walkway. My best guess, Mike, is I saw a lot of socials posts those first few nights, and they had all these people being dumped off the trams while all these people were exiting the parks, and there really was a lot of kind of traffic jam. So it seems like now they're doing what I describe as the toilet bowl from the old Land Pavilion days. So yeah, I didn't realize that it had changed just from just in that short time from your experience here.
So the cool thing now is you get to hang out backstage. You get to walk right by Soarin'. I mean, the doors to the Soarin' building are right there. And obviously, there's security and stuff.
But I wonder if it's a time thing. If like if they don't always need to be doing that, because I would think that they would want to have the backstage dynamic in the same way at the parks when there's a parade or something. You don't just do it all the time, but there were certain times where you could, be backstage at Disneyland. My favorite was when you could do the cut through from the Fantasyland Theater area to Big Thunder Mountain. Do you guys remember that? Oh no, you're too young. During
Not since Minneapolis have I remembered anything back there.
during the heights of Farewell to MSEP.
Oh.
Because the parade route was so exactly. Because
I've repressed anything farewell
goodness.
with Main Street Electrical
That
Parade.
concept was 30 years ago this year.
because the parade route was so packed, they would open up that corridor that's there and so you would go like by the where they have storage for the canal boats and all of that, and then you would dump out at that gate that's right there on the edge between like Storybook and
everybody used as a photo wall for a while.
That wall right there. That's where you could dump out right there, and it was because, like I say, because it was just so packed for.
See, when you were talking about that route, my brain went to when they had it closed for Buena Vista Street, as Sunshine Plaza became Buena Vista Street, and they had everybody funnel in a turnstile and go backwards through behind Soren. We didn't get to we didn't come out to West Coast, I don't think, during that transition. So it was really weird for us because we had watched California Adventure be built from a parking lot and then went away for a few years. And when we came back, it's like, wait, this looks totally different. So yeah, Mike, I'll be interested on your next visits to see if it's one of those like time things or if it's just always like that. So
yeah, I'll be there Thursday.
Cool. So sit out by the trams.
You have to keep us. You'll have to keep us updated on your experiences as the changes happen around here, because there's construction on the streets and like just the transformation that's about to happen out here. It's going to be fun to watch. Vertical construction over at Avengers Campus is already impressive.
So, all right, yeah. Mike Solestino. Let's talk about Downtown Disney.
Celebrate Gospel is happening right now. There's a lot of actually really interesting displays and posters around with the history of gospel music, and then there's a schedule of live performances that will be happening on the Downtown Disney live stage.
We were walking by there a couple of days ago, and there was tons of people watching.
It was so packed out there on the field.
Really nice to see.
On the grassy knolls.
Yeah, I really like that area. The way they built Downtown Disney, converted that to kind of like a outdoor concert venue. It
has a great feel.
Cool. All right.
We can talk about that next. We can wait. We can hold that.
Hold that?
Okay. We can.
All right. Napa Rose is their Princess Breakfast is going back to where it belongs. Or Princess, I don't know if it's breakfast, but Princess, it is breakfast? Okay. It's going back to where it belongs instead of that conference room. But the cool part of being over in that conference room is you get to see the princess just kind of walk back. You're just hanging out. And hey, there's Tiana. She's just walking back.
They had a character breakfast in a conference room?
Yeah, because the restaurant was under refurbishment, so it was happening.
I believe it was called the Trillium Room.
Yeah, they called it the Trillium, but I think that's what it's called.
I believe it was called Business Analytics with Princess Tiana and Mulan, but okay.
It's where we learned all about Tiana's co-op.
Because
we died.
Learn about profit sharing.
Yeah.
Grizzly River's got
some. So awesome. Sign up for that.
She comes out in her business suit and just
the Bayou characters
with one of those old school projectors where they're like doing the clear transparencies and those projectors.
Yes.
All right. We were lucky enough to be at DCA on its anniversary, 25th anniversary, and there was one opening day attraction which could not be enjoyed. What's going on there, Mike?
Oh, it's Grizzly River Run is undergoing its annual refurbishment. They usually do this during the wintertime months to it's a water ride, so it needs a lot of maintenance, keep it up to code and everything.
And finally,
we should talk about the on the other side. I think we should have pictures in that same article. The other side of Grizzly River.
Yeah.
Some neat concept art.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Are these other ideas for what Grizzly River was going to be?
No, I like it because Grizzly Peak's my favorite Disney mountain.
I know, but I just
as a landscape, not necessarily as an attraction. But
yeah, that's what it looks like. Other alternate concepts, and then there's more. There's a map.
Cool. Yeah, a map. It's really pretty stuff. Mike's pictures are great.
All right, my
he caught it during a good time of day. Yeah.
Some nice other art.
Yeah, some nice brightness.
All right, Lego, yada yada, stuff's going on over there.
My little brother used to think it was a wolf, not a bear.
A lot of people did. That was a thing for a while.
All right, those of you who are new to this channel may not realize that Tony Betty has taken more cruises than almost anyone, more Disney cruises than almost anyone. How many now, Tony?
So
you can count those.
There's an asterisk. We'll count them. So I'm now at 20.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all?
Yeah.
I thought he did more of those when he was doing the thing.
Okay.
No, I did 15 back to back when I did the thing.
Oh, okay. And now just 5 others.
Mm-hmm.
And then just pace slow.
All right. And more recently, the most recent one being a trip on the Disney Dream. And you got some content, Tony.
So speaking of those 15 back-to-backs, the ship I always find myself working on happens to be the Disney Dream. The rest I've enjoyed on my time. But yeah, so I was aboard the Disney Dream once again because Bluey's big reveal was aboard the Disney Dream. So we were there catching some of the new shows. Bluey's, we'll just say, personality is so large that she can only fit in the D lounge.
Baby got personality.
Yeah. Yes. So throughout the voyage, there are a couple different shows there, and meet and greet opportunities as well. We were able to partake in the first meet and greet opportunity, which is at 1:30 on embarkation day. So if you're doing the math, not everybody's on board yet. And that was the easiest we had a chance to do that. By the time we spent 4 or 5 minutes in line and getting out, the line had grown and started wrapping down the hallway of deck 4, heading towards the adults area, the district, if you're familiar with the Disney Dream. And that was the shortest thing we ever saw for any Bluey content at all the entire time. Later that night, they also did Bluey and Bingo's pajama party and invited parents and their kids to come decked out in pajamas. I did not. Sorry. And they invited everybody, like they did conga lines and they did just games and stuff. We don't have the full show because, full disclosure, didn't really want to film a bunch of kids in their pajamas.
Understandable.
Yes. So we got basically when the characters showed up, and so they did some games, and then Bluey and Bingo show up, and Bluey held her sermon, and everybody praised and threw their arms up in a culty way. It was quite Bluey and Bingo's following to me is amazing. I love all of it, but it is very like they pulled out the magic asparagus. Everybody knew what it was. People started cheering just for this prop piece of asparagus. It was amazing. Now, Disney Cruise Line fans know that there's another game show called Who's Behind the Curtain, and they usually do it with Disney characters. I think I've heard stories of Marvel characters being in there on like Marvel Day at Sea. We had done a trivia for Finding Nemo and Finding Dory trivia, passing time on one of our days, and Who's Behind the Curtain was next in the D Lounge. And I said, "Oh, this is fun. Like we'll hang out for this too." And post the dry dock, and we'll talk more about things that have happened post dry dock on the Disney Dream in a second. They installed screens all around, so the environment of that lounge can easily change. And it just went whoop, and it became Nemo, Bubbles, and Undersea to entirely Bluey's house and neighborhood. And
oh, wow.
Photography. And I was like, something is Bluey. We're not moving. in the activity guide, it didn't say anything about it being Bluey. It just said, who's behind the curtain?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, so we're going to linger for this. And sure enough, people started piling in, and they figured out it was Bluey. And yeah, because it led right into a meet and greet of Bluey after that, which I tweeted, and they might be in the post. I'm not sure. But right after that show ended, they made everybody leave. That way nobody had like a jump on getting into the meet and greet line. And if you went outside, again, all the way down deck 4 into the district and around, that whole corridor was just people waiting to meet and greet Bluey.
Like overall, when you were on the ship, was there like a lot of Bluey dialogue? I mean, did it feel like, I know sometimes I've been on a cruise where a celebrity has been on, and so you kept hearing that name being dropped because various people had encountered. Was it like that?
So the first day, no. But after that slumber party, you would hear or even see like the clothes and like, we're here for Bluey. Blah, blah. if you see a theater show and the cruise director comes out, they'll come out and be like, how many of you are Castaway Club members? How many of you are DVC members? When they said first-time cruisers, I would say at least 80% of the audience started cheering. And I was like, okay, wow. And that explained so much. And tons of kids. So I'm pretty sure at this point, everybody knew Bluey was on board. So
Wow.
Do you think people came for Bluey?
I think maybe not all the people that are first-time cruisers, but I would gather a significant portion came for Bluey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think Disney has, I mean, well, we'll talk about this some other time. I want to do a member stream where we all just talk about what we expect it's going to be like when Bluey arrives inside the burn.
So yeah, because I made the comment earlier that Disneyland only gets a cupcake, completely forgetting they're also taking over the Fantasyland Theater.
Yep.
Based on what I've seen on a cruise, you have a limit of, I think our cruise had 3,800 people on it that were guests, based on what the server had told us. But that's a limited audience, right?
Yeah.
Go in an $80,000 or 80,000 person Disney park capacity.
I'm so interested.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this plays out in the parks. If it was that in demand on the ship, so we will see.
Yeah,
it was.
I love the idea. I love the notion that it'll be like Mickey's gonna have a friend come over for a few days, and then it's like moved out to like Mickey's house so that they can work that magic or something along those lines.
Yeah. So I said Bluey was in the D lounge, but he also, or I'm sorry, excuse me, she also infiltrated.
Shame.
I caught myself.
Hey, good job. I still make mistakes.
She also infiltrated the Oceaneers Club, and during an open house, we were able to see they do Bluey's favorite games, and it's like memory snap. I'm gonna forget some of them. Keepy Uppy, and all the ones.
Okay.
People going crazy in there, even during the adults open house, they were playing them. And I remember I asked one of the attendants, I'm like, does Bluey show up in here? And she goes, no, Bluey's very popular. And kind of alluded to that whole same idea of her personality so big. Because if you've ever been in a youth space on a Disney cruise ship, I'm 5'10" and my hair touches the roof. So yeah.
Very big personality.
I was stunned if that was going to happen, and it didn't. So, but yeah, you could see all of that Bluey content all over Laughing Face right now.
What other DCL did you, Tony, stay concierge?
Yes. So
I hate you with a passion.
Sorry. Have you ever done it?
Tell us. No. Tell us about this lounge. This is beautiful.
So, part of the dry dock that happened at the end of 24 into early 2025, they redid the concierge lounge and extended some of the concierge spaces on the Disney Dream. And the lounge took on a Hercules theme, which at first sounded hokey and like, how can we inject IP into anything, which is kind of the motto of the Disney Cruise Line as of late, in my opinion. But this was very well done. It was very classy. If you go back to that long shot of the walls, the way they have it with the lighting, so it looks like the clouds, phenomenal.
That's what caught my eye.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Mount Olympus. There's some Hercules art. What I really liked, and I'm sure they're in there somewhere, is I loved those sketches. Also, those are as you walk in. But here on some of the displays, they have vases that you would see in the movie, and it has the muses on the side or like the Hercules art. Yeah, it was obviously subtle, is how I've been describing it. Like, it's not in your face, Hercules. But if you pay attention, it's very obviously Hercules. So yeah, I liked it a whole lot. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, that looks
as a veteran
of
15 cruises. What's it like staying concierge? Did you enjoy the lounge much?
We did. It's very much trying to be what the other lines do with the ship within a ship concept. We spent some time there. I don't know if it's something we would do all the time, not just at a price point, but as a value point, because you're kind of only paying for that lounge or the bragging rights. So I did like you get to embark at the boarding day. They literally dropped ropes for us and let us go in front of everybody else. But it
nice.
also felt very I'm not supposed to say this word regarding cruise lines, but it felt very Titanic-y and classist. So like in the event of emergency, we'll be saved first. Yeah.
You will not be saved first, Tony, so don't get too excited over that.
I wouldn't know. My wife would.
What did you think of the new eatery out there at Castaway Key, or I should say themed, not necessarily new eat, but
so
you know what I mean?
I have some thoughts. If it was just our experience, I'll call it that. I liked what they tried to do. However, and this will be a piece I've already started, and it will show up on the website at some point. I have a theory. If you're familiar with 30 Rock, and I think Mike might be, towards the end of the series, Jack, who was played by Alec Baldwin, his character tries to tank NBC, as they call it, and kill the network, so they sell it off, and the whole company as a whole.
Oh, you are not.
I
you
think
are not.
Disney Cruise Line is tanking the adults only areas on purpose, so the feedback does not come back good, and they have a reason to get rid of them. And like
wow,
it's a theory. I have evidence, and then after this cruise, that was mostly first-time cruisers. Do you guys, when you do the cruises, do you get in the Facebook groups or the social media groups of like everybody who's going to be on the boat?
I do.
Okay. So I've been watching the feedback after that. And people are like, this is our first Disney cruise, and I can't believe it. There's such a priority over adults only areas versus on a cruise line dedicated for kids. I took offense to that comment because Disney Cruise Line, in my opinion, is not dedicated to children. If it were, you wouldn't even have an adults only area. But anyway.
They don't on the newest ships, basically.
To my point, and going back to what you asked originally about Hangar 98, I love that they did it. I love that they enhanced Serenity Bay's barbecue, because if you've ever been out there before, it's just a fire pit where they gave you food, right? I mean, it's more elaborate than that, but that's what it kind of felt like, and it was nice. It was kind of cool. That's gone. I think that'll become more seating. If you look at our post, there might be those pictures in there.
Okay.
What they've also done is they've put a new set of cabanas right next to Serenity Bay that are family cabanas, the Mickey and Friends cabanas.
Seen some belly aching about that.
What?
I've seen some adults belly aching about that. Yes.
I would have an ulcer with my belly aching about that. Yes. But Hangar 98 has 2 lines on one half, and you might be able to see it in the picture that's in there. Inside, and there'll be more in the video because there is an on-location video coming also.
Oh, fantastic!
So there's one half that is dedicated to the cabana guests, and one half, there you go, and this is the side I'm on, is dedicated to the adult guests. Leave it on that picture for a second. What they have done, and I don't know why they did this, they put a divider in between these 2 dessert bars and made 2 lines at this location. So you go up, and then you have to turn around and fight the line you just came back into. And I said,
oh, wow.
Why? So, and I don't know, if it wasn't even busy, so it wasn't like a capacity thing that warranted it. And then all the cast members there are hidden behind the box of the piles of plates and everything.
Yeah.
So when I wanted, Serenity Bay Barbecue is known for offering steak that you can't get at the other locations. So when I tried asking somebody for it, like nobody could hear me or even see me waving at them. I was like, hello, somebody. Meanwhile, the cabana guests, from what I could tell, were moving very efficiently, had it as just a big hook. Even if you just did it as a big hook, I thought that would be so much better. But there was one woman in front of me. If you want to talk about belly aching and ulcers and just gastrointestinal problems, if you want, that poor woman just asked for a hamburger with no cheese, and she was waiting about 12 minutes for a hamburger with no cheese. So there's again, it could have just been a one-off bad day, but it did not play well into my theory. So
Want to speak through the other changes, Ramones, anything else?
Yeah,
you
so
wanna mention,
also,
or you don't care?
also,
or you can just type it if you want.
yeah, Ramones, popular
This is
offering
my
from the
favorite.
Wish class, got carried over as the cantina from Mickey and Friends Food Fair on the other ships. On the Wish class ships, came as the form of Ramones Cantina to blend in with the rest of Flo's V8 Cafe. Fantastic option. I really like that a lot. What else am I missing here? And then the
You're
web
missing this
workshop.
thing.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Web workshop is also new after
Okay.
the dry dock, replacing Disney Infinity. So Marvel has made its presence in the kids
That's
area.
what it replaced.
Yeah, that's the old one. Bye.
Yeah.
Infinity, man, it's still so popular though.
I like that they repurposed the toys and sold them as like studio showcase or something like that. But yeah, so that's cool. There's some fun references in there. I know Moon Girls generally, but I took some because it's DTVA, Disney Television Animation. So there's some Lunella in there also. But yeah, so if you go back to that picture I showed, I thought this was a fun late night find. I was walking by the guest services desk, and avid Disney cruisers know that mural dictates where that ship is at that point in time.
I think perhaps it reflects where the ship is.
Reflects. Yeah.
No, wherever the ship, you move the ship on the mural, and the ship has to go there.
Yeah, it's
in
exactly
real life.
It's exactly what.
Yeah, so I phrased it poorly. My apologies. But yes,
we need to make that short.
So I was walking by and I said, "Wait a minute, there's 8 there." And sure enough, in the middle of the Pacific was a bigger ship. If you look at the mold of that ship there, it's clearly a Wish class ship. This also just shows Disney needs to mix up their itineraries a bit more. But they're all in the Bahamas.
Exactly. I love this.
Tony just pitched a Twilight Zone episode. Sure did. But right there in the Pacific, towards the north end, that ship reflects the Disney Adventure, which has yet to take its maiden voyage. That's happening later this month. But I remember I was walking by and I asked a cast member at guest services, is that supposed to be the Disney Adventure? She goes, no, it's all of our ships and where they are, and basically explained what I just explained without the Twilight Zone pitch. And she goes, see, that's why there's 1, 2. Oh, there's 8. That is the Adventure. She had no idea.
I love it.
So she's like, oh, thank you for that. Oh my gosh, somebody might have called me out on that.
Teaching Tony.
I also I tweeted that out, and going back to those Facebook groups, I saw that somebody from a fantasy one that's going on this week posted this, and along with their one on the fantasy, and they don't even have the Destiny on that one yet. So they're like, what's going on?
Oh.
Laughing Places on the Dream, and they're seeing all 8. Why don't we have any of them? So.
Oh, Tony, making trouble for other guys.
Yeah, I try my best.
Cool. Well, thank you for. I love having another Disney Cruise fan on this thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was great. Anything else you or Mike want to mention before we adios?
New episode of Who's the Boss has been recorded. It's going up tomorrow morning.
Who's your guest?
A new friend I met at that Disney Products event that Benji and I went to in Joshua Tree in December, and we talked about The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's a preview of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming in 3 months.
My first chance to talk to you since the trailer, Mike. What did that do for you?
I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty psyched. I enjoyed the Super Bowl one. I thought it was funny, and then I enjoyed the real trailer too.
Did the trailer have the tone that you're expecting from this movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very fun. Looks like a lot of fun.
Tony, you have any opinion on that?
On the Mando and Grogu trailer?
Yes.
I do not.
Tony, it's the first time I've had to talk to you since the Toy Story 5 trailer. What do you think?
It gave me hope. I'm very excited. I wish they waited, and I talked about this earlier with Kyle on the morning show. I wish they waited and did an Avengers Doomsday thing where it was in the theater with Hoppers for a week before we got it on the internet ahead of Hoppers' release. But whatever. It's fine.
Do you think they'll address why Jesse sounds like an elderly Cusack?
Do you think they'll address why Tom Hanks sounds elderly, or Bill, or not Bill?
Probably not.
Tim Allen.
No.
Aren't they older toys? Isn't
They-
this meant?
Do
They're
toys
also-
age?
Yeah, their voice
Yes,
boxes might be
toys
getting
age.
shot.
Fair enough.
Who
Fair
knows?
enough.
That's
Yeah,
a Toy
toys- I
Story.
mean,
4 Does that mean they
argument
die as
also.
well?
It didn't even have like a kind of a nod to the concept of a bald spot, and her hair, her
I haven't seen the
yarn
trailer,
hair
so
is
my
all-
mistake.
So in the trailer, Woody's paint has been rubbed off. So in my head, I was like, "Oh, does that mean we'll see the Jerry's Game guy again as the toy repairman at some point?" And then I realized, well, they actually keep true to the timeline. Kind of. Andy has grown up, so he probably dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But he does have a picture that will live forever at Olivia, so that's okay. All right. Well, thank you
The
everyone
Jerry's
for
Game guy?
joining us. Never mind. Thank you for joining us this week's edition of Disney Parks Talk Live. I don't know if we'll have Jeremiah back next week. He's a busy guy. I don't know if I'll be here next week. I'm a busy guy, but we will have a show next week, hopefully. So like, subscribe, ring the bell. Rebecca will be back tomorrow for Barely
Barely
Necessities.
necessities.
And Tony, you sitting in again tomorrow for the morning show?
Probably.
All right. So you
Nice.
get the good edition of the morning show with Kyle and Tony. Talk to you later, everybody.
Bye bye.
Oh, wait, we haven't been streaming at all this show.